I used to wake up every day feeling like a failure, not because I had nothing to do, but because I had a list of things I should do, and I still chose to do nothing. I'd scroll through Instagram for hours, watch YouTube videos about being productive, while lying in bed doing the exact opposite. And the craziest part? I didn't even realize I was addicted to being lazy. Let me tell you something that shook me. There was a study done on procrastinators, and it found that they actually experience higher levels of stress, guilt, and even depression, not because of what they do, but because of what they don't do. That was me, an overthinker, a perfectionist, a dreamer with zero action. But everything changed when I identified 3 simple habits that were secretly keeping me lazy. And once I cut them off, my energy shifted, my mindset flipped, and my life? It finally started to move. Let me break them down for you. First one, the wake and scroll trap. This was the habit I didn't even know was stealing my life. I'd open my eyes, grab my phone, and boom, dopamine overload. Before I even stood up to brush my teeth, I had already fed my brain hours worth of stimulation. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube shorts. It felt harmless, just checking a few things. But here's the dark side. Your brain isn't built to handle that much stimulation right after waking up. You're supposed to wake up with clarity, peace, and direction. But when you feed your brain a flood of fast content in the morning, it numbs your motivation. You're basically training your brain to crave instant rewards. And when it comes time to do something hard, like studying, working out, or creating, your brain says, nah, I'd rather scroll. Here's the wildest part. Your phone can literally rewire your brain. Studies show that excessive screen time can shrink the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and self-control. So while I thought I was just chilling, I was actually training myself to be lazy. I was starting every day with weakness, and then wondering why I couldn't finish strong. The second habit that ruined me? Waiting for motivation. Let me be honest. I used to believe that motivation was some magical feeling that would one day just hit me. I kept telling myself things like, I'll start when I feel ready. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel more inspired. Let me wait until I'm in the mood. But here's the harsh truth. Motivation is not a feeling. It's a result. You don't wait to feel motivated. You act, and the motivation follows. What nobody told me was that successful people aren't always motivated. They're just consistent. They do the thing, even when it sucks, even when they're tired, even when they'd rather scroll. And here's what's even crazier. Every time you choose to act when you don't feel like it, your brain builds discipline. And discipline is what separates lazy people from unstoppable people. I started testing this. I gave myself tiny challenges like, just do 5 push-ups, just write for 10 minutes, just clean 1 drawer, and something wild started happening. Once I started, I didn't want to stop. Turns out action kills laziness, not motivation. Third, and probably the most sneaky habit, perfectionism. This one destroyed my progress for years. I didn't want to start anything unless it was perfect. I wouldn't post unless the caption was flawless. I wouldn't record a video unless the lighting was perfect and the words were perfectly memorized. And if something didn't feel exactly right, I'd quit. But guess what? Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. And the worst part? Perfectionists end up doing nothing. We wait, and plan, and imagine, and edit, and wait some more, while the world passes us by. Let this hit you. You're not stuck because you're lazy. Once I broke out of those habits, the constant scrolling, the waiting for motivation, the perfectionism, something unexpected happened. I didn't just feel more productive. I felt alive. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm telling you, for the first time in years I felt like I had control. I wasn't being dragged through life by distractions anymore. I was finally the one behind the wheel, and it didn't happen overnight. It didn't come from some viral productivity hack or a new app. It started with tiny changes that snowballed into a new lifestyle. Here's what I actually did, step by step, to flip the switch and stop being lazy. I came across this concept from Mel Robbins called the 5-second rule. And at first I thought it was stupid, like how is counting to 5 going to change my life? But I tried it, and it worked. Here's the idea. The moment you think of doing something, like getting out of bed, going for a run, or opening your laptop, you count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No thinking, no excuses, no scrolling. You move before your brain talks you out of it. This simple rule bypasses the part of your brain that causes hesitation and builds a habit of action. I started doing this every morning. No more lying in bed for 30 minutes watching reels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. I used it for workouts, for cleaning, for recording videos. It rewired me to act immediately instead of waiting for a perfect time. And that small shift, it gave me momentum. And momentum is everything. Next thing I did, I banned my phone for the first hour of the day. No social media, no notifications, nothing. Just me, my thoughts, and the day ahead. Now this was hard. I'm not gonna lie. The first few days I was reaching for my phone like an addict. It was uncomfortable, boring even. But you know what else it was? Freeing. It gave me space to think, to plan, to breathe. I started journaling, stretching, drinking water, reading a page or two of something inspiring. This became my new morning routine, and it set the tone for my entire day. When you start the day with clarity, you carry clarity into everything else. And when I compared my scroll mornings with my no-phone mornings, the difference was crazy. On scroll days, I felt drained by 11 a.m. On phone-free days, I felt clear, energized, and focused for hours. You know what else changed? I gave up on perfection. Like, completely. I decided, if it's ugly, awkward, messy, or unpolished, I'm still doing it. Because ugly action beats perfect hesitation every single time. I used to wait until I had the perfect idea, the perfect script, the perfect setup. But now, I just start. I've posted videos where I stuttered. I've written stuff that wasn't 10-10. I've shown up when I felt insecure. And you know what's funny? Those are the moments that connected with people most. People relate to realness, not perfection. So if you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect mood, let me tell you something. Start ugly. Stay consistent. Watch everything change. So here's the truth. You're not lazy because you're broken. You're lazy because you're stuck in a loop of habits that kill your energy, your confidence, and your future. But here's the good news. If you built those habits, you can break them. And if you break them, you can build something stronger. You just need to start. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, now. So here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone for the first 60 minutes. Try the 5-second rule at least 3 times throughout the day, and do one thing you've been avoiding, even if it's ugly. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a new pattern. Break the loop. Build the life you actually want.